There will be no justice for Cal. Stop saying justice for Cal. Cal knew exactly what he was doing when he got into it, and that's what happens. Hear me out. Cal was the president of the United States. He is the face of everything. He is the leader of the free world. He sworn to protect the people. So it is his duty to let them know ahead of time. Now, granted, he could never stand up to his daddy. He didn't even want to be the president. Okay, my man wanted to be a teacher. Okay, he wanted to be a teacher, make a little mixtapes, but that was not in his future. His dad said, "F all that," and I get it. But this woman tells you that the world's ending, and you're complicit the entire time, being the face of it all. Like if you remember in episode 7, they had him reading a script. They had him doing all of this, that, and the third. He was the face of everything. So he's complicit. And the crazy thing is, because I know a lot of people were like, well, the man who ended up killing Cal, he saw Sinatra. You're right. He saw Sinatra, and from the clip, he heard her say, "Build me my city." And yet, this man still felt like it was the president's fault. Why? Misogyny. I don't think that man believed she was the one really behind it. I feel like he felt like she was working for the president, which means her plan probably paid off because in reality, she lurks in the shadows. But if you weren't so misogynistic and had this biases around women running shit, maybe you would have clipped her off at the beginning. Maybe you would have went and got her before the whole thing because he came at the president twice. The first time he was unsuccessful, and then the second time he was successful. But my whole thing is you was still unsuccessful. Took your whole life for what? Took your life for what? Okay. But that's the problem with misogyny. What have we learned, class? You know what I mean? But also, even back to Cal, because he's the president, it is sad. I loved Cal's character. You know, I felt like he deserved better. However, I'm not mad that he's gone. You could have at any time said something. You beat around the bush when it came to Xavier, and now his wife all lost in the atmosphere of this outside world. And granted, does Xavier have something to blame? Yeah, but not everybody can really read between the lines. I love how the tagline of this show keeps coming up. You're assuming a person can read between the lines is so unfair on the person. So I know a lot of people are like, well, he should have. How many of us would have thought it's so unfathomable because Xavier was really in the dark? He was so in the dark that the concept of like, no, 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 this is really happening. Why would it ever really cross his mind? So justice for Xavier. But also, you should at least told her what you were feeling and that you don't like you should at least let your wife decide for herself. That's where he lost. That's where he messed up at. But the president had all this time. When you went to Xavier, you could have went to the American people. You could have did all this. All this responsibility fell on you, but instead you fell to your people. And then you waited, what, 10 minutes before the world's ended to grow a conscience? Which is the worst possible thing you could do because exactly what happened is exactly what would happen. No, no justice for Cal. Sad he's gone, but he's made a lot. He made a lot of terrible decisions between then and the aftermath, up until leading up to his death. You know, so I'm really sad Cal's going. I really like this character, and I would love to see him. Like, I just felt like, pitter patter, pitter patter. Him and Xavier were like really good friends, even though like Xavier hated him. But like, I just felt like all Cal wanted to do was make his little mixtape to be a teacher. But ain't no justice for Cal because he's just to blame as Sinatra because he over here. That's my take. I love Paradise, y'all. I could go back and forth about that for hours, but no justice for Cal, and I stand by what I stand by. I would die on this hill. Do you agree or disagree with that feeling? See in the comment section.